Welcome to Lab 5. This is the final lab of the term. We're going to be using mostly the same tools that we used previously, just adding a tiny little bit. We are dealing with confidence intervals. This is based on what you've learned in Chapter 9, and you're going to keep in mind the things that you learned in Chapter 9 and what exactly we are doing when we're finding a confidence interval. So keep that in your mind as you're answering the questions. So you should still have the data analysis tool in on your Excel. If you put it on there before, it should still be there. If you don't have it on there or you switched computers, go back to lab 2 or 3. I'm not sure which one it was. I think it was lab 2. So you can take a look at that tool and how to install it. I'm not going to go over that again. So I'm going to click on data, and my data analysis tool is right here where I left it, and click on that and click on descriptive statistics. So you might have to scroll down a little bit. This is the same thing we clicked on before, but there's going to be a little bit of a change in just a minute. So I'm going to click OK, and this is the same box that popped up before. Highlight my continuous data. So you're going to use the continuous data from previous labs, or you can use your final project data, whatever. You just make sure you have at least 20 data values so you can get full credit. Okay, so I have my input range. So I clicked on that, I highlighted my continuous data, and it told me where it was. My output range, I want that to go right here. It's going to go in that box. Click on summary statistics, but then also we want to click on confidence level for mean. So click on the confidence level because we are looking for a confidence interval. You can put whatever you want here. I'm leaving it at 95%. Feel free to put it at 99 if you prefer, or 98, or whatever the confidence level you want it to be at. So put that number in here. I'm going to keep it at 95. So once I click OK, it'll take a second, and it put all of my statistics here. I'm going to open this up a little bit. It's okay if you don't open it up because I can do that when I look at it later. So it has all of the same stuff that it had before. It has the mean, the standard error, the median and the mode, standard deviation. But you go down a little bit down here, and now we have our confidence level based on a 95% confidence interval. So this right here is my margin of error. This number here is my margin of error. So let's start filling out the boxes that we need. So my margin of error, I'm going to click on here and click and type in equals, and then click on that box and hit enter, and it puts my margin of error right in that box. Once again, for mean, I'm going to type equal, then click on this box and hit enter. The lower bound, that is the bottom of your confidence interval. So that should be the mean minus the margin of error. So I'm going to equals this number minus this number. And that gives me my lower bound. My upper bound, remember this is the upper bound of the confidence interval, is going to equal the mean plus the margin of error. And that gives me my upper bound. So now I'm going to answer all this. I'm not going to answer these questions because I want you to answer that. So if it is the mean in the center, so my sample mean is in the center of my confidence interval, think about what that means. Think about what we are estimating in this problem. And then think about, so this is basically kind of scaffolding. So you answer this question to say, what are we estimating? Then you talk about how confident are we? So that tells us right over here. And then your interpretation is your sentence saying, I am 95% positive that this yada, yada, yada. So that sentence that you write at the end, that's what you're going to put in there. So this is basically scaffolding. This is part of the final answer. This is the other part of the final answer. And then this is the whole thing put together. And that's it. That's your final lab. That's lab number 5. You will also be getting lab credit for your for the final project data. But this is the final lab. Thank you. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions.